Hello and welcome to November's Adult Take and Make Craft Kit tutorial. The craft for November is air drying clay. So in your bag, you will get 2 packets of air drying clay in various colors, a piece of sandpaper, and an instruction sheet. So there is no exact craft to make this month, but I have some examples and I have some ideas of things that you could make. So the first thing you could make are beads. Air drying clay is really good for beads. Circle. I've got one here that I stuck the hole through to string the string through, or you could do something like this where you put the string through the hole. This is more like a necklace pendant, necklace bead. Another one there with a smiley face. So you could make beads. Keychains. Keychains are really easy to make with air drying clay, whatever design you want, and then just make sure you put a loop at the top or a hole through the air drying clay so that you can put the keychain ring on it. You could make a bowl. So here I've made a bowl for jewelry, rings, paper clips, something like that, a small bowl. You can make an ornament or like a art decoration to hang on the wall. Paperweight. The air drying clay isn't that heavy, but it'll hold down a few pieces of paper. You can make a mini planter. That one requires a little bit more skill to get the shape right, but you could make a mini planter. And then just a note about this air drying clay, it has some ingredients that could be flammable, so I don't recommend using it for a candle holder. But anything else should be good. And here's a little pen holder I made. So when I made the air drying clay, I stuck the pen in it, and as you can see, the pen stays there, and I can set it on a desk and always have a pen. So lots of different things you can make. Use your imagination. I'm going to show you next some tips and tricks for working with air drying clay. Okay, so once you've decided what you want to make, or once you've decided that you want to kind of test the air drying clay and see how it feels, just take some out or the whole thing out of the bag. It is pretty washable, but it can stick to some surfaces. So if you're going to do it on a table, I recommend putting a piece of paper down just to protect the surface. And then as you can see, you just mold it. It's similar to Play-Doh, except that it will dry in the shape that you mold it to. So I'm just playing with it. Take out a little bit here, roll it in my hands. I can make a bead. Some optional things that you may want are a pen or a pencil and a couple sewing needles or a safety pin, something that is a small straight edge so that if you want to make beads or if you want to put a hole through your air drying clay, you can do so. It helps if you just kind of twist it. You'll probably have to do that a few times just to get the hole right. And then I could reshape it. So those are a few optional tools you might want to use. As you can see in this example, I put a design in the bottom of the bowl. And so for that, I used the tip of a pen while I was before the clay dried. So think of something you want to make, play around with it. You can either blend your 2 colors together. So if I blend yellow and pink, I'll get kind of like yellow and pink swirls if I decide to make it into a circle. This one is, as you can see here, has a little bit of white in it. So this was a pink and white blend. Or you can keep the colors separate, but mend them together. So if I wanted this to be, let's say, a wall decoration, I'm just gonna kind of flatten it in my hand, get it to a good shape. And then I could use the pink clay to add some decoration to it. Now I will mention that when you add clay, a different color of clay on top of the other, it's very sticky, and so it's hard to get it off. So here I just kind of added some dots. So if I try to take this off, I'm gonna end up with a little bit of pink in the yellow. So when you start adding decorations on top, just know that if you wanna redo it, you may end up with a little bit of discoloration in the yellow, or in the color that you're doing. But if you're okay with that, so let's say, oh, I don't like it, I'll just blend it all together. And now you can see I've got pink streaks in my yellow clay. And the more you work it, the more they'll change shape, get in there. So lots of things that you can do with the clay. The sandpaper is for when it has dried. So if there's any rough edges, you could kind of sand them out if you wanted to. So the clay takes about a day or two to dry. If it's a bigger object, it'll take longer. So for instance, this bead, it was about 24 hours before it was pretty dry. The dish took about 48 hours or 2 days to dry. So keep that in mind when you're making something that you may not be able to use it right away. Any indentations, any designs, indentations, you want to do that when the clay is wet, when you're still molding it. And let's say you play around with it, you're not happy with it, you don't want to make anything at the moment, just stick it back in your plastic bag and just make sure you seal the Ziploc. And then it'll stay moist so that you can work it when you're ready. So I hope you have fun with this project. I think air drying clay is really neat, and I hope you figure out something to make. We have our virtual meetup on Tuesday, November 17th at 6 o'clock on Zoom. You can register on our website if you want to come and show off what you made and talk about the process of air drying clay. And if you can attend, or you want to show us what you made, we would love to see what you were able to do with the air drying clay. You can send us an email. Our email address is on our website, or you can send us a message on Facebook, whatever works best for you. So I hope you have fun with the air drying clay, and we have another craft bag that will be available in December for you.